Chat is saying you are muted.
You're muted.
How about now? Am I still muted? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Oh, God.
My window is being
Ah, there is. I am not muted anymore. Yay. Thank you very much.
Huzzah.
This is why I love chat. Sorry, guys. Technical things. Technology is a thing. Anyway, as I was saying, yep.
We're live, pal.
Thanks for being here, folks, and thank you for helping out. And we're gonna try to have technology cooperate this time, but I hear sometimes vampires are not very good with technology, so here we go. Let's see. Let us know if there are any other technical whatever's happening, and also if the sound balance is weird. But otherwise, welcome to session 1 of Triptych, and I'm going to turn it over to Jason, RSD.
Thanks, Anna. My name is Jason. My pronouns are he, him, and I am going to be running a Vampire the Masquerade chronicle for these lovely folks. And I'm going to ask you to introduce yourselves, give us your name, your pronouns, and your character name. I will start with Anna, and we'll go from there.
Okay, hi. My name is Anna. I already forgot what you said I need to say, Jason, so I'm going to try to recreate it. My character's name is Alexis. Both my and her pronouns are she, her. And what else was I supposed to say?
That was entirely it. All right. Who wants to go next? Go for
Hi.
it, Sammy. Oh, Tilly? Yeah.
I'll do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jillian. She, her pronouns. I'm playing Natalie Crane, whose pronouns are also she, her.
Uh, Sammy, you want to go?
Hi, I'm Sammy. I go by they or she or Faye if you're feeling sparkly. I am playing Enfys, who goes by they, she. Is that it?
That is it for you.
Okay.
Renee, take us home. Thank you. Um, this is a game set in the Boston metro area.
Renee, you were muted, apparently.
Oh,
Oh, nose.
Ye-
I didn't
Uh,
see them.
I am, Why would you be muted when
And
everybody
my
else
chat
is
is
not?
low. I
Hang,
can't hit the bottom of chat. Oh, there we go.
hang on. Say things.
And that was
Mm-mm. Oh,
We all can
now
fly.
I
Really weird.
now I see it. I think now I see it. Renee, say something again.
Something.
I think they can now hear you. I have no idea what was the difference.
Fantastic.
and
I think
Do you
you
want
need
to go
to say
again? I
your
don't know,
things
Faye.
again. Yeah.
Yes. So, for those of you who missed it the first time, which may have been all of you, hello, I'm Renee, she, they pronouns. I will be playing Kathy Milliner, yes, of those Milliners, who uses she, her pronouns.
thank you. Um, this game takes place in the Boston metropolitan area in the present day. It is roundabout spring 2023. We have established a set of lines and veils that's going to govern some of the content that we use. If you that link will be made available for you later on. But we do take pride in taking care of our players, and it's my goal to tell a enthralling story while still like keeping people safe, and that's important. So, um, it is a Saturday night, and it is past dusk. The sky is cloudy, and the rain is coming down unseasonably cold. Um, Enfys, you and Natalie are uh, inside your space in your shared haven space. Tell us a little bit about what that space looks like and what you're writing about.
In the shared space, that is.
Hmm.
In this area, I'm going to say that there's at least a couch and a few chairs, depending on whether people want to sit together or apart. I'm sure there's a coffee table. There's probably, at least due to Envis's presence, poetry books and certain spoken word records that they have there. They probably have a laptop with them, but that's not what they're working on right now. And otherwise, they are holding up one of uh, their draft journals, essentially.
Fantastic. What does Enfys write with?
Bunch of different things. Depending on what they're trying to write,
Right.
it's either a pencil because you can erase it, and that's sometimes
Mhm.
important, or it's a pen because there should be a permanent record, or if it's particularly important or special, this pen.
I suppose we'll hear more about that later. Natalie, you have recently finished your most recent podcast episode. What was it on?
So there is a long and storied history of vampire graves in New England. And we went on a deep dive um, to the wilds of Massachusetts, and they did a wonderful retrospective, just sort of like an overview of one particular story um, about Sarah Williams
Mm,
and her particular her particular tale. Kind of grisly. It involved an exhumation, a reinhumation, a couple of fake trials, and just maybe a hint of the truth, just to satisfy the really curious.
you do to walk that edge. Telling too much about the truth could break the masquerade, and
I know,
revealing the secrets of vampires to the public, even your limited public, could be risky.
but it's not. A little truth can serve to satisfy, so the misdirection goes forward.
Mhm,
At least that's what my sire taught me.
mhm. Enfys, you're writing now. What is it you're writing now?
It's not working as well as I would like it to be.
Mhm.
I mean, you could read me a little bit of it.
You said the word graves, and it reminded me of something, and so I started writing it down, and I wrote graves, and then I wrote raves, and then I wrote grave, and I don't think that's anything, and then I wrote gave, and there's a bunch of different ways that this could permutate if I really took the time into something useful. I don't know what it is. Sometimes I take a word or a phrase, and that's the center of the bud of the flower, and that's what evolves around it. And that's how I figure things out. Um,
Well, that's good. Why don't you write that down?
Center of the bud of the flower.
Yeah, that's very evocative.
You don't think center of the bud is too repetitive? I have a tendency to repeat.
Well, I mean, it's sort of like a cadence. I mean, most good rituals have cadence. Why can't good poetry?
Well, I mean that's fair. That's what this was. That scansion is easier than a lot of other ways to find the correct words to write, and
Mhm.
even easier than rhyming. I don't know why some people find rhyming easier, but it's one of the reasons that iambic pentameter ends up being relatively easy. It's finding the scansion, the meter, the beat of it. It's like music.
Humans like humans like to rhyme. They do it all the time.
Oh, why?
I guess it's not a crime.
We have talked about this. You need to not. I mean, you can. I can't tell you to not because you can do what you want. But why do you do that to me?
Why do I do that to you?
Yes.
Crap, you win. I can't even say. I can't. Sorry, you got me. All right. No, but really, you got me. I was gonna.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I won, but that's fantastic. I'm happy to.
I have merch if you really want some.
The last time I borrowed some of that, you said to come to the place and talk to your friends, and I did, and that was very interesting. And actually, some of them were nice to talk to for an extended period of time. But I don't know. Don't
My friends are my fans are the best fans.
they are curious, which is
Exactly. They're
which is
curious.
useful and also
Yeah.
true, but useful in this particular case.
Natalie, tell us a little bit about your fans.
The connectors, the seekers of the great connection. There is a universal theory of everything weird that goes on in the world. It's all connected, you see. Magic is a sort of like underlying current in the river of of the universe, and just like rivers have streams and tributaries, but eventually all flow back into one great ocean, there is some sort of universal theory about magic, and we're gonna find it. Yeah, just watch.
Oh, Jason, you started having an echo again. And I don't know why. Oh, and apparently also you can't be heard. What is going on? Try now.
Is this better? Can you hear me?
I think so.
Let me know if it persists, and I'll switch to another microphone. This one's fine, but okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay, so meanwhile, on the streets, Kathy, you are leaving a bar in search of your latest quarry. Who is he, and what has he done?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Ordered an angel shot relatively early in the evening. And for those of you who are not familiar with an angel shot, it means that somebody has gone up to the bar and said, I am not comfortable with the gentleman I am with, and I would like to make sure I leave safely. Last I checked, he usually parks in the garage that away. And
They've apparently
Kathy,
lost her sound as well.
cut.
Uh, are we sure it's not back? Because I thought it was back.
I'm sorry, this looks like it's at the very end.
Yeah. There's a delay. No, it's back. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Sure. Angel shot, parking garage,
Yes, that away.
that away. All right. Um, let's see what kind of night Mickey has. Roll for me a wits and streetwise.
Alrighty. Let me go ahead and pull up my handy dandy character sheet in this other window where people can't see it. And I realize I need to pull a prop out of the way, which also helps me put my makeup on before stream. All right. Alrighty. And now I'm getting a bunch of echo.
Yeah, me too. I'm hearing it.
Weird. I wasn't. Are you still hearing it?
I am not hearing it anymore.
Okay. Apparently sound is determined to be mean to us today, question mark.
Okay. Let me see
Okay.
if the dice roller is going to behave.
Ooh, let's find out.
Come on. Pick up dice.
I think you just select.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it not working?
Here we go.
Wait.
Oh, that is not a bad roll. That is 4 successes
4 successes. My
on
goodness.
5 dice, no
Yeah.
less. I go me.
Yeah. Nice.
Not bad for the first roll of the chronicle.
Not at all. 4 successes. He. Let's see here. Let's see what happens with him. Zilch. You stalk him through the garage. He makes his way to his car, fumbles with his keys. He doesn't hear you coming up behind him. What do you do?
Oh no, he hears me coming
Oh,
because I start whistling to the beat of Hey Mickey. Right as I'm about to reach around, grab him by the shoulder, turn him around, and slam him back against his own car.
he gasps, and there's a sort of like breathy grunt that comes out of him. Uh, what do you do next?
Oh, Mickey. I hear you have not been quite so nice to somebody. Let's do a little behavior correction, shall we? And
Give me presence and intimidation. I want to see whether this guy has any willpower left.
is that a are we talking
Sorry, charisma manipulation. My apologies.
thank you.
Sorry.
That's important.
Nope.
The charisma intimidation.
Hmm.
And for the audience's sake, I have the intimidation specialty of threats.
I think this counts as a threat. Add another to your pool.
Excellent. Time to pick up some dice.
Oh, I didn't say it out loud, but we're all starting at hunger 1 at the start of this scene.
That is what I assumed.
No, it's okay. I mean, it just means that there's no material benefit from feeding from him right now, unless you choose to blood surge or do something that requires you to get hungrier.
Well, let's see if I can convince him to wear brown pants in the future.
Okay. That looks like 5 successes. All right. Let's see if he has any recourse to have that. No, Mickey. Mickey gets 2. That's a margin of 3 successes. So, yeah, he understands the gravity of the situation. You were at a bar. Did you flush your face to make yourself look human, or are you?
Oh yes, I
using...
did. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, I did.
In that case, you can your body is warm next to his, but he doesn't feel any breath coming out of you. He doesn't feel the heat of it. He just knows that you're very close to him, and he is reasonably terrified. What happens next?
Now, Mickey, you're going to go home, and you are going to learn how to properly treat a partner that you take out for an evening, or I will personally pound you flat into a tasteful thickness, like a business card.
He squeaks. He makes a tiny
Understood?
breathy noise. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Good. Go home. Your mama's waiting.
He fumbles with his keys. He's turned his back to you, and it's not long before he uh, peels out in in a reckless driving fashion. He'll probably make it home, but a little
Good.
bit of a shaky driver.
All right.
Mhm.
And as she walks through the parking garage, her heels click on the pavement in that way that sounds like power.
Mhm.
She pulls out her phone, sends a text to Veronica. Mickey will not be hassling anybody tonight. Keep me posted. Veronica, of course, is her favorite bartender at the Black Rattler.
There's a quick chirp and a thumbs up and a heart sent back to you.
Sends a heart back and then heads to her own car and sends a text to two of her favorite anarch buddies.
What does it say? And who do you send it to?
Well, actually, three of her anarch buddies, because I'm sure we've got a group chat, because that's just how we roll. Uh, it is specifically what you doing, WUTUDOIN.
Alexis, when this text comes through your phone, where are you?
Probably at the Haven,
Mhm.
probably in the same communal space the other two were in, but like in the corner that is kind of behind several piles of books that are very tall. Um, she's got like a one of those love sack beanbag things that are
Oh yeah, yeah.
fluffy and purple and reasonably comfy, and also I think she could not resist the name. Um,
For sure.
and a laptop, and is just kind of maybe doing work, maybe
What
trolling on
is
Facebook, maybe just
what is
like.
what is work for Alexis? What How does she spend her nights
So
when she's
she's
not?
got basically she's kind of like a researcher for hire, right? Like,
Mhm.
do you need somebody to read some long ago interesting to not you history books about medieval or ancient Europe, and tell you some one fact that you want to get out of them but don't want to read all of them? Or do you need to go and look up information about how that lady found where Richard III was buried in that parking lot now that they've made a movie about it? Or whatever it is that you actually need that is probably actually more realistic. But she will just do that stuff for you. She'll do the academics for you. Um, Probably that might include some people's like undergrad homework, but she doesn't ask too many questions necessarily why they need something researched when the something is like normal mundane nonsense as opposed to
Mhm.
like esoteric nonsense.
Sure.
If somebody needs esoteric research, then she cares a lot more about who they are and why they want to know, and not like, oh no, you don't want to do your own homework because, like, whatever. As long as they pay her, they can later flunk at life.
Fair enough. You are shoulder deep in your reading when you get this text message. What's your response?
Uh, I think at this point Alexis knows that Kathy does not in any way actually care about the details of what she's doing, and she should, in fact, very, very consciously not go on about it. Um, so she just says, reading, dot, dot, dot. Why? Question mark.
Enfys, what do you type back?
Did it involve disgraceful behavior or a gun? Probably actually G asterisk N, which is ridiculous, but they do it anyway.
Absolutely. Natalie?
Well, I was just sitting here and I was listening to Enfys write, and it's a really complicated process, you know? It's sort of like watching a
The
watching a
ellipsis fill the
flower
ellipsis
open
is on
up.
your screen,
Yep.
typing, typing, typing.
I was also replying to a couple of comments on my latest podcast, but I'm really not doing anything important. Why do you ask? Are we gonna go out tonight? Have you beaten anybody up? Heart, heart, vampire fangs. Send.
By this time, Kathy has already made it to her car,
Mhm.
just waiting for Natalie to finish up whatever. Uh, the response is K, just the letter K.
Nothing to mind though.
Uh, the next one is, no capitalization, but she does use punctuation. I'm bored. Can I come over?
She didn't answer my question. I'll ask when she gets here.
Alexis will reply, of course.
I wait with
OMW.
bated breath.
OMG, smiley face, smiley face, smiley face. Love to see you.
I wait with bated breath.
That's so poetic.
Face,
It's
palm
just-
emoji.
That's
Can I
thank you.
use that? Can I use that?
Sure, but if you want
Bated
BAITED, which I know you know, make sure that you actually mean the pun, or it's gonna be weird.
Like fish bait?
Yeah, like some people don't know BAT spelling.
Kathy mounts her phone where it should be, says, "Okay, Google, play That Bitch by Queen Herbie, and go to the witch house."
What kind of car does Kathy drive?
A powder blue Prius.
Aww.
Yes, and if we ever get to oblivion, we will see your silhouette. Sheesh. Um, Driving from downtown, heading toward Somerville, um, it's late enough that traffic is not too heavy. I mean, mass drivers are mass drivers everywhere, but um, you make your way across the bridge and you find yourself heading toward the part of Somerville that is nominally um, under your sway. Um, a gift from Duncan Gallagher, the Anarch Baron of Somerville, who entrusted you, the four of you, with a small piece of his domain in exchange for a project you undertook some months ago, where you retrieved a set of unusual ledgers for Kathy's extended family. Uh, as you drive um, through on Elm Street, um, a couple of different things catch your eye from the window of your car. Um, there are more, I mean, because of the economy, there are more blank storefronts than there used to be, windows grayed out. But uh, on the plywood that covers the glass, on the places where the doors were, you start to see more and more graffiti. And as you're driving by, those don't look like, traditional tags. They look like the kind of marks that kindred make when they're trying to send a message to someone. Some of them even might have some more occult import. Hard to tell. It's hard to study them while you're driving. Uh, and as you turn and head up Highland, pardon, Church Street, you see passing the compass rose in the center of Davis Square, um, a person on the ground and another person kneeling by them. And Renee, you are on mute.
I'm aware that was something that was mouthed anyway.
Ah, gotcha.
Uh, I'm sure because massable driving is massable driving, no matter where you are in the Boston Metro, that people are starting to slow down and rubberneck a little. So Kathy's going to do the same. Try to take a look and see what exactly is going on.
Cool. Give me a wits and awareness. And do you have heightened senses?
I do not.
You do not. Okay.
I have sense the unseen.
Understood. I don't think you could try that from your car, but what you see might be a little bit difficult to keep driving.
Yeah, no. Kathy has learned to not use sense the unseen while driving. I'll tell that story later.
Wits plus
so
awareness.
Wits plus awareness.
Yep.
Correct. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know what's going on.
Okay. Roll the thing. Come on.
Is it lagging for you?
It is just shaking.
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
Weird.
Ooh, 2 successes. You could stick with 2, or you could spend a willpower.
Fuck it, I'll spend the willpower.
All right. Mark off 1 superficial willpower and re-roll up to 2 normal dice.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and.
Ooh, that's nice. Takes it to a 4.
Okay, I mean I can't really do much more with that. Okay.
Nope. Your last die was a hunger die, and therefore you cannot re-roll it.
Well, also 5 dice. 4 successes
Fair.
on 5 dice is nothing to sneeze at.
It is not. It is not. All right. So that is enough so that you can study and basically split your attention between keeping your eyes on the road and looking at these people. All right. 3 things you learn. 1, you can see that the person next to them is attempting to do some kind of first aid. They're not actually like inflicting more harm. Secondly, there is blood. There is a lot of it. If you weren't in your car, you might be tempted by it, but you are fortunately kept there, and you got enough successes that like your beast does not like say, let's get out of the car. But there is definitely a lot of blood there. And the third thing that you notice is the person kneeling next to them. They are their face is concealed fully by a hooded sweatshirt, so you can't see anything about their facial demeanor, but you can sort of see their body shape. They seem probably small, probably young.
Okay. All right. That information noted, and hopefully, if people will learn to fucking drive,
Mm-hmm.
Kathy will make her way through.
Okay. It's not long before you get to your shared space. It's a fairly it's a fairly nondescript building on College Avenue, not far from Tufts University. You can see the library from here. You can see Davis Square from here. Not all of Davis is yours, but you have at least enough to be able to dip in safely if you want to go exploring. Um, you pull into the narrow drive. You cross the threshold. You
Hi,
feel.
honey, I'm home.
Yep, there you go. You guys.
Hooray!
All right, come here, give mommy kisses. Come on.
I'm not giving you kisses until you answer my questions.
It did not
I know,
involve a
not great for
gun.
text.
It did not involve a gun. It may involve behavior that you find disgraceful, but it did save a young lady's virtue. So,
Oh no, I meant theirs, not
oh,
yours.
well, yes.
Okay, so stigma, but no pistol. Got it.
I
Was
don't
there
get it.
traffic?
Yeah,
Good.
actually. Something went down Davis Square
Where?
at the Compass Rose. Somebody laying down lots of blood.
Was it in the center of the compass rose?
That's never
Were their
good.
arms pointing?
What?
Were their arms pointing anywhere?
Not that I
The
could
center
see,
of the bud of the flower.
Yeah,
but
clearly.
you may also keep an eye out on who's tagging in your area. I don't know if y'all put those up, but somebody else is. So keep an eye out for that.
Like
I don't know what you anarchs do with it, but I know that they're not the normal,
anarchs.
It's not the normal Kilroy was here bullshit.
Some of us are not
right.
anarchs. Thank you very much.
We could go look at it.
Yeah,
Might not be a bad idea, but
Hey, Jason, is the center
Yeah?
compass rose of Davis Square in our, is that our land?
It's close enough that you might take an interest. Like you don't own it, but it is close enough that you would be justified in venturing in there. I don't think that no one else owns that.
Oh.
It's that's a public thoroughfare, and
Let's go look and see
I mean,
if somebody
but that
decided they wanted to pretend like they're a culty.
It could also be totally. It's raining, isn't it?
it is raining.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I'll get my hoodie.
Are you afraid you'll get wet?
I mean, I'm not that kind of witch.
She's sweet. She'll melt.
Sorry.
Maybe sweet tarts. That's kind of like hibiscus, though. Did you know that hibiscus sugar apparently tastes like sweet tarts?
No, didn't know that at all.
Now I
Good for
know.
sweet and tarty desserts. Anyway, that's I can't hear. I cannot. You are definitely muted this time.
Did we lose?
you enjoy that now and this.
It's fair. It's just esoterica that I know, not even useful in this case. Esoterica. We can go look at it. It's not running from the water. It's not like terrible graffiti, right?
No.
Oh, I hope not. I want to get some pictures.
But there are people already poking at the body or victim. I don't know
just
how
go-
alive it is.
Let's go. Let's go see what we can do to help with that, please.
I've got shotgun.
I'm not gonna. I can't. Okay. Yes, you do. Wait. So while getting hoodie,
Is there
Is the
enough traffic
graffiti-
that we want to walk? By the way.
it'll take us a while. Do you want it to take a while if there is a body?
No, I'm trying to figure out which one will be faster.
I mean,
Depends on
is it
traffic.
raining a lot?
I'm fat and hate walking.
Okay, sure.
You are
fine,
not
whatever.
fat. You do hate walking.
I'm in heels.
You're really good in those though.
Honestly,
I would
I've never
break an
seen
ankle.
someone so athletic.
Taking time. Sorry, more time with getting the things. So
All right, kids, get in the van.
graffiti is not where the body is, though, right?
No.
I make sure I say before we leave the front door. Um, okay, so where are we going first?
Hey, Jason.
Yeah.
Uh, Cursory look on like Twitter, right? Is anybody talking about there being a bloody body in the center of Davis Square yet?
Not yet. Not
Okay.
yet. It's. I mean, considering Twitter's kind of busted these days
Yeah,
anyway.
it's true.
But
What's the more useful thing for Davis Square? Because like I don't live there, so I don't know.
fair enough. I mean, you could
The
try and
Facebook
see,
group.
I mean, I am down for
Next door,
if you
maybe?
want to. Sure. If you want to take the time for an intelligence and computers to like see what you can find quick,
I mean,
I'll
I'm
let you
kind
do
of
it.
looking while everybody's
Poke it.
putting on hoodies and going to
Sure.
car.
Give me
Yeah,
an intelligence and
poke it.
computers. Yeah.
Yeah, poke at this. I'll drive.
Yeah,
You,
intelligence
I'll drive.
and
You be smart.
computers. Okay, hang on. Okay,
Technology
that's
is
my
probably the skill you want to use for that.
Uh, yeah, I was gonna say there's no computers, right? There's just
Uh,
technology.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so cool.
Unusual.
This is the first time I'm
Hey,
rolling
Papa.
dice, Jason. Please to be helping. Okay, so I
Sure.
have
No problem. So,
five dice. One of them should be a hunger die.
that is correct.
3, 4, 5. Roll.
I called it computers originally.
Looks like three. Three is pretty good.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool. You scroll through. You manage to find some uh cell phone photo from a uh nondescript account. You know,
Okay.
it's got a punny name and like a couple of numbers after it. You can see a uh, you know, the image is really fuzzy. It's like really hard to see. Maybe it's the rain, maybe it's a glitch, but it's definitely the caption reads, uh, "Neighborhood gone to shit." Um,
Is the entire thing
it has
fuzzy, or
it
is
has
either of the people fuzzy? Like,
you know, the figure kneeling down is kind of fuzzy. I mean, the body. I mean, it's certainly like it's hard to get any crisp photo because, like, you know, they're in the rain in the center of a city, where in the center of the people, the street lights don't reach there. But yeah, that figure sitting there, kind of resolves funny in the camera.
hmm. I will mention this to the other people in the vehicle.
Yep.
Uh, but yeah,
Eric
this is
wants to see the picture.
I
Yeah, what's the
I will share the picture in the account so that people can. Anybody we know
Bloop.
the account? Somebody posted before anything like that?
I'll drive. Y'all look.
Yep,
their name's funny.
probably a local
That's weird.
resident.
Do I recognize the screen name as any of my people?
You know, not you don't recognize them, but they do follow an awful lot of the people who follow you.
I mean, we've got a lot of mutuals, but I don't know
Hmm,
them.
okay.
It's a long range bet, but I bet they're a hipster.
I mean,
Okay.
they live in Davis, so
Right. That's why I said it's a long range bet. They could not be, but they seem to want to be, too funny for thou.
yeah. Well,
Um,
okay. I
I'm gonna. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say we're going to the center of the square
Yes.
first, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I
And-
put that in your hands.
Yeah, once we get there, parking.
It's way after 8 o'clock. You can park where you choose.
Can you do sense the unseen on a photo?
Not
I didn't
usually.
assume so.
I mean, it's since the unseen requires your sort of like your
Presence.
sixth sense to understand it, and like you can scrutinizing a photo is
Sure.
it would have to be pretty blatant. But,
Okay.
You know.
Hey, Jason. I have a.
Yeah, Anna?
I have a. My knowledge of this system and this genre is bad and spotty
Go
question.
ahead. Go ahead.
So, what does obfuscate do to cameras?
Generally speaking,
Like
obfuscate.
nothing, right?
Yeah, it's the obfuscate doesn't work on cameras. It does work on people taking photos. So
Right.
if you know, it's the there are other ways that obfuscate can be used to fool cameras, but it requires a lot of study and a lot
Okay.
of you have to like dedicate yourself to it. And
Okay.
that's why.
Is there anything I would know of in character, and not like as a mage player, that would do that to cameras? Make a person extra fuzzy or remarkable or unrecognizable, other than
Well,
rain.
let's see. I mean, what's your occult like?
Do I have any? I don't know. Two. I have two occults.
You have two occults. All right. Um, things that can do. You have heard stories that some vampires, the same way they don't show up on in mirrors, don't show up well in electronics. There are some people whose image gets distorted. Um, by hanging out with Natalie, you definitely know of things that are only partly here that might be visible but don't have a real presence to
Okay.
be picked up. There's
Okay.
also, I mean,
Ah,
people do funny
you
things with
you
filters.
you
I mean, it
became
might just
muted.
be like it
Why?
might just be somebody messing around with camera stuff.
Why? I don't know what you said last, Jason. I
Oh,
could not hear.
I'll say it again.
Y-
So we covered some vampires don't have digital
I am
reflection.
seeing your thing move, but I am not hearing you, and I don't know why.
Interestingly, I am hearing Jason.
Can somebody else say something? No, I just can't
Hi.
hear anything anymore. Great, it's me. Hang on.
Hi.
It's
It-
me. I'm running.
Don't forget to monetize or whatever happens on Twitch.
Sorry.
We can
Sorry.
all be problems.
Sorry, Swifties. Sorry, Taylor.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I just suddenly my headphones suddenly decided that they don't like me anymore. I think it's better now.
Okay.
Sorry about
All right.
that.
Headphone breakup. Unfortunate.
To recap.
Welcome back.
To recap. Some vampires don't have a digital reflection. Some things are only partly here. And third, some people like to play around with filters.
Right, valid. Okay, cool beans.
All right.
Right.
It's you guys have taken your time. You've studied a little bit, and now you pull into the square. You can see the body. The person there is not. The other person is not there, but there is definitely a person on the ground, wet, with rain and blood.
Are there passers-by? Like, is anything else happening?
Dead quiet.
Okay. I'll go look.
I see what you did.
You have yet to deserve this punishment, Jason.
All right.
This is sorry.
Go
I
ahead.
can tell you in a bit. I was
No,
just
it-
gonna say while people are going to go look for it, the fact that there is like a body complete with blood pooling out in an area that's pretty close to our own is probably enough that I would like to stare real hard at it and see if anything that I have been generating, let's do that, there we go, generating twigs anything. I'm going to try to see if I can use premonition.
Absolutely. So Alexis is getting out of the car to examine
And I'm going to stay back here.
the fallen person. Enfys is going to try and get a premonition. Kathy, Natalie, are you taking action at this time?
All right, kids, out of the car. Everybody behaves. We get ice cream.
I can get ice cream myself. Thank you. But also ice cream. I don't actually, I say that quieter than that probably sounds over a mic, but yes, I can eat ice cream myself.
I'm hoping we should probably keep an eye on it. Maybe
So
if it's dead, probably not touch it.
I stay about mid-range between the car and the body.
Where's the graffiti? Where can you?
Not here. It's further down.
Okay.
Are you gonna head down a way to look at it, or are you sticking around?
No, this chicken should have stayed by the car.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Semi, why don't you give me a rouse check?
Cool. Remind me, since I am new to this and it'll be instructive for everybody
Sure,
else, how I do that.
No problem. I need you to roll one normal die and
Yep.
see if you get a success or not.
Okay. One normal. Roll.
Success.
Yay.
You do not get hungrier.
Huzzah.
All right. In that case, I need you to roll the actual power now, which is resolve plus your resolve score plus your auspex.
I love
And
that.
you will add a hunger die to this.
On top of the number that I would have gotten already. Or does it take the place of the last number in the amount of dice I have?
Yes. The idea is
Okay.
it is your resolve and your auspex is what?
6.
Okay, so that is 5 normal, 1 hunger.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
Cool. And I have to do. Hey everybody, we're learning how to do dice. That's too many. Clear. I know how to click things. I promise. Okay, that's a normal and a hunger. Go! That's a lot of die. I have like one die just sitting around. That wasn't.
That is 4 successes. That's pretty
Oh,
good.
it is. One is one took forever to roll over.
No, it's like the motion on these dice is great. This dice roller, by the way, is from Triple D Dice. That's dddice.com.
Yes,
they are
thank
pretty
you.
awesome.
We have had a redemption of hydrate. Everybody drink something.
Wait, what?
Hydrate or die straight.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Not on the.
didn't
That
realize
is
it-
never happening.
I
We
didn't
are
realize that
all
was an
just
option. I'm
house-
glad I had a beverage.
Yeah.
We're all just
Because we're all
houseplants
talking
and
continuously, so hydration's important.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Mad Duck.
So what does 4 successes net?
All right. You focus your attention on this scene, and you understand the following things. 1, this person was attacked to send a message. Secondly, the person who was here is still here, just not visible.
Okay.
You know that this is the beginning of it is the opening salvo in a larger conflict. And you know that that person is still alive. Barely, but still alive.
The very
You have
first
learned
thing-
those things in a moment. But we'll
Okay.
hold on that for a second, and we're going to go over to Alexis, who is actually approaching the body.
I have a question.
Ask it.
So I actually do have heightened senses.
Yep.
Is that always on? Do I turn it on?
It is
How
not
do
always on. It is not always on. You have to say, I'm turning it on.
Okay.
And once it's on, you can add your auspex to the rolls you make that are sensory. But in the case that you need to turn it off, then you have to make a resolve check. Because if there's a stressful situation, like somebody sets off like somebody fires a gun, or
God.
there's a strobe or whatever, you need to turn it off before it
Right.
shocks your senses.
I probably so I think I want to turn heightened senses on because I don't want to get like startled by people who might try to sneak up on me or something.
No problem.
Okay.
You turn on your heightened senses, and the world becomes much sharper, more clear. You can feel the patter of the rain. You can almost feel it on your skin through your clothes. It's not uncomfortable, but it's definitely like you can feel it more strongly.
Okay.
You can hear more sharply, more distinctly. What is it you're looking for?
So I am looking for several things. I want to assess the situation in that sort of way one assesses a situation when approaching an injured person and has had like EMT training, as in, is there a terrible danger to me if I come near them? I want to take a closer look at what's going on. I want to ascertain if this person is as alive as they were, gonna be. Uh, i.e., if they were a vampire, they're still a vampire, that sort of thing.
Right, right.
And if there's like, a quick cursory look around, right? Like, is there a sniper somewhere, right? Like, is something amiss, something weird?
Absolutely. Those are a bunch of things to pay attention to. All right, so let's start with let's give me a wits and awareness and your auspex. So roll your wits and awareness pool and then add whatever your auspex rating is.
So my wits is 2.
Yep.
My wits is 2, my awareness is 2, and my auspex is on a different page. Hang on. Also 2. So
Okay,
that's
so that is
6 dice total.
one of which is a hunger.
Right.
So 5,
Okay.
so 5 normal, 1 hunger.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunger. Roll. I see what you mean about shaking.
3 successes.
Yes. Okay.
You could theoretically re-roll. I think 2 of those are not successes. Yes, two of those are blank. It could be re-rolled if you wanted to try for higher, but 3 is a plausible success for the thing you're trying to do.
I think I'll stick with 3 because my willpower is very precious.
Fair enough. Also remember that on any roll you wish, you may make a rouse check and draw upon a surge of the blood to try and add more dice to your pool. That's always an option for you. So yeah, you use your heightened senses, you listen, you look. The only people you see around are the rest of your coterie.
Okay.
You can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. Wait. I should only see 3 people in my coterie who are not me.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the fourth?
My apologies. It's the number of people in your coterie is 4. There are 3 people who are not you. 1, 2, 3.
Just making sure.
No, understood. I'll say that for another time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
So you've got this. You feel reasonably safe. The next will be let's do a wits and medicine plus your auspex -1.
Okay, so my medicine has a diagnosis specialty.
So that'll counteract the -1.
Okay, I have 2 wits. I have 1 medicine. That's 3, and my auspex. That's 2 more. So that's 5 dice.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4, and a hunger die because it's still 1 hunger die, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Roll.
That's 2 successes.
Yes.
Okay. Stopping there.
Is that a reasonable amount of successes? Like
2, it's the 2 is enough to it will give you the basics plus more. It is a margin of 2. It is. This is not a hard diagnosis to make because you've got a lot of evidence in front of you. So
Okay.
I'm going to say that that's probably enough for that. You can get more information if you had more, but like this is,
Let's stay with 2 then.
Okay. This person has been. This person's been wounded with lacerations. They have cuts that are leaking, bleeding onto. They've been here for a while, so they're kind of a little low on blood. Not really responsive. Eyes are kind of flickering.
Okay.
If they are not, they are in some serious hurt.
But they're not like screaming or making noises that
They are
injured
not.
people might be.
They are not in fact making noises. In fact, they're kind of they're sort of like their breath is coming shallowly.
Okay. What can I ascertain about the person in front of me? Right, like, looks like a human, dressed
Sure.
in something.
Okay, sure. Looks like a human.
Okay.
You can tell with your keen senses that as they are bleeding, they are some degree of alive. They are not the kind of being that you are.
Okay.
So that's the thing. You can They are dressed casually, looks to be in the style of a college student, somebody who might be coming home from work or leaving the library or otherwise in a place, in this place naturally. At least that is your initial estimation based on what you've got your hands on. More study might give you more. You had a third question. Remind me what the third thing was.
I was trying to ascertain sort of like who they were and what they were about, and whether they were like what kind of critter they were, and also like
Yep.
how injured they were, what kind of aid they
Quite.
might need, and
I would say that it'd be on a mechanical level, they are almost out of superficial health and are moving into ag, which means they are still conscious, but probably not for much longer unless they get some attention.
okay. I am trying to get to the part of the uh, player guide that will tell me how my heal people thing works so I can.
Absolutely. While you're looking for that, let's turn to some of the other
Yeah,
players and see how
yes.
they're going. Uh,
May I give
Nat,
them data from the previous not around so they can choose whether they are acting on that? Or
how
is it
will
just
you
the same time?
how will you do that?
What I was going to do was actually, oh God, Kathy. Yes, names. I am learning character names. I was going to look at Kathy and kind of do something like this. Well, I should tap on this side actually. Be easier. But nope, I can't because there's a mic there. And that symbol, if Kathy has gotten used to going places and doing intel, is basically look around for supernatural stuff. Um, and probably would also gesture also to Natalie, but that is a gesture that I think Kathy in particular would get as a like, check it out.
Do me a favor and give me a manipulation plus subterfuge.
Cool. Let's see me do great at that. What are my
See,
dice at that?
code signals or subterfuge.
Oh yeah,
Meanwhile, yeah.
yeah. It's not that. And it's 3 dice at 100. Dice. But I am gonna try to like gesture. I'm not being particularly like secretive, but it
No,
is
no,
true that I'm not saying
it's what
look around.
understood. I just want to make sure that like Kathy picks up what you're putting down because it's
That'd be great. If she does.
your eyeliner is smudged.
Oh my god.
Two successes.
Two?
All right, so
I am gonna like at least show Natalie around because I'm assuming I can gesture this better to Kathy than Natalie.
well,
But that's a guess.
fair enough.
I wanted to
While
give
you
Natalie a different cue.
while you guys are working that out, Natalie and Kathy, there's been some time that has passed while Alexis is studying the body. What do you guys do?
Well, well, while Enfys is trying to signal to Kathy that her eyeliner is smudged, Kathy's going to take a look around and scene.
Oh, is 2 successes not a sufficient success? I don't know how many successes is important.
I would say that two
That's
senses is
fair.
something that we'll get to you later. But yes, you're to look around. You're to turn on sense the unseen.
Yes, I am.
Okay. That
It
is
worked
already
anyway.
action.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. Let's give me a resolve plus auspex, please.
Okay. Um, resolve is you defending. I thought.
Sometimes
But,
resolve can be.
I will
sometimes,
absolutely do that. One second.
Sometimes resolve can be. My apologies. It is. Nope. Yep. Resolve plus auspex in this case. It is a. This is a sort of
Okay.
the ability to discern. But yeah.
Okay. Uno, dos, tres. All right.
Do you want to boost that a bit?
I haven't actually gotten the resolution
gotcha.
of my die roll yet on my end, so
Gotcha. I see one success on that.
still hasn't finished resolving.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it is very slow on my end. I will go. Sure, why not? I'll go ahead and mark down another willpower.
Mhm.
All right. That puts me down to 2. Jesus Christ. And roll 2 more dice. And since they were both my normal dice,
Yep, you can do it.
I can do the thing. And hopefully that will be better.
It is. That is 3 successes, which is better than that. All right.
Okay. Anything supernatural or spooky hiding in plain sight?
Sure. Your eyes begin to your eyes unfocus a little bit and shift from looking in this world to beyond it. Uh, 2 things catch your eye. One is that figure that you saw earlier, that was kneeling next to the body, is standing behind a streetlight, trying to be unobtrusive. The other thing that you see is a human-ish shaped cloud hovering over the body.
Mm.
Not quite not quite solid enough to recognize a face, but definitely like there is something there that is uh, present but not visible to the naked eye.
Got it. Spooky shit.
Mm-hmm. True. All right, you have learned some stuff, Natalie.
Mm-hmm. With all the cursory inspection going on, I'd like to take a little different tack to it.
Okay.
I'm going to look around the area for any sort of mundane clues as to where the attacker might have gone or came from. Are there bloody footprints on the ground? Is there a a trail of like knocked over garbage cans and kicked over flowers? Is there a smudge? Are there smudges on some of the buildings that indicate where somebody might have bumped into a wall and bled on it? That sort of thing.
Absolutely. Let me get a wits and investigation.
Hot damn.
Meanwhile, while Natalie is rolling, Enfys, you can now freely convey the information you wish to convey.
Okay. Have I yet noticed, because time is timey-wimey,
Yeah.
that Kathy has noticed at least the obfuscated person? The
Do
one,
you
the
know?
one I know
Do
about.
you notice that she has noticed? Um,
I mean, I
I'm
was
gonna.
I was gonna potentially use Sense the Unseen too, but it all takes so much time that I'm basically, I figure Kathy can like clock a person just as well as I
Yes.
can, if not much better.
It's hard to tell whether Kathy has noticed it or not, but she definitely has changed her posture slightly. So maybe.
Hey, Kathy, are you looking in the direction of that or the direction of spoopy mist on top of body? Because that will change what I'm doing.
Um,
Something else.
she's kind of positioned herself where she can kind of keep an eye on both.
Okay. Okay.
That is why that is specifically the change in posture that you've noticed. She's kind of moved herself in this position where she can kind of clock both at the same time.
Okay. Um. So while this happens, uh, I'm gonna start kind of looking in the general area. I don't know if I need specifically sense the unseen, or now that I'm aware that somebody's obfuscated, just to break it if it senses the exact same thing.
No, no. In order to be you must use sense the unseen to actually break
To
the
break
obfuscate.
obfuscate.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure because I saw in obfuscate them talking about here's how you break it. I think I'm gonna sort of look in that general arc because I've gathered that it's probably in that area.
Sure.
And I am going to start humming um, a tune that actually Natalie, others may also, but Natalie in particular, hanging around in this might recognize, which is it's a They Might Be Giants song. It's the one that look around, there's a thing there that can be found. Like, but it's just that. But and I do a little bit more than that, and that's great because it has the line "human skull on the ground." But that's fine. That's fine. It works. And I'm just gonna see if I can looky loo
Coterie
for the
theme
one I
song,
know.
everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Give me a resolve plus aspect.
I like that roll. It's my favorite roll. Boop.
Ah, stuck in my eyelash.
That is 5 successes that I can see.
Oh wow.
Hot.
Oh
You,
yeah, it is because
yeah, because we've got the
Oh,
you can see that
yeah.
the special ones there, the little onk with the dots. That is a those are tens technically, and when tens are paired, they double. So that is 5 successes on
Hey.
that roll.
Nice.
And a
Okay,
critical. Very nice.
it's true.
lucky.
You, I mean, you just your eyes, and it's not a and it's not messy. Uh,
Yay for that.
your eyes open wide, and you can see fairly clearly into your senses uh, are honed at this moment. Something about the rhythm of the rain has like inspired your creative mind. Uh, you can see the figure um, by the lamppost. You can see you can actually see some more of their face. It has uh, certain deformities, misshapen jaw, and a curled lip, a puckered brow that indicates something is possibly unusual about this person, if it's a person at all. You can feel the presence that Kathy saw as a cloud. It doesn't get any clearer to you, but it definitely has. You can feel like a certain anger coming off of it, or almost like a spite or resentment. There is a feeling of uneasiness that hovers over it.
Uh, in as the closest thing to my reaction, I say, sort of partially looking at Natalie, but just in general. Have any of y'all taken a chance to really dance in the rain? And I start sort of dancing around, and I like might even start humming a little bit of Singing in the Rain. And I am sort of wheelie dancing, but I am moving towards the light post,
Toward the light post.
but
Okay.
not in like a like I'm dancing, but in a very sort of.
Okay. Um, I'm going to go to Natalie first, and then I'm going to go to Kathy because I can see that Renee's got something in mind, and then I'm going to bounce back to Alexis. So we'll do it in that order. All right. Uh, Natalie, you scrutinize the area pretty thoroughly. Uh, Things you notice. You look for tracks and footprints, but the rain has washed almost everything away. It is hard to keep that, even with the amount of information you glean. That stuff has washed away. However, you you can see in one of the brick faces there is a series of indentations
Ooh.
spread like the size of a human hand. Someone may have used it as leverage to vault up to the roof. They may have used it to climb. Someone with strength or talons to get purchase in there. That's not very usual. And it might give you clues as to what kind of assailant you're talking about. You examine some of the spaces nearby, and you can again see some of that unusual graffiti. Um, it does. It's not curved and quickly sprayed from like a can. It is markered out with sharp angles
Oh, that's
uh,
interesting.
and and uh, and not quite geometric patterns, but definitely the sign of like this is meant to convey something. And uh, you said we're looking for things that were knocked over. There, I mean, in this place, the recycling bins are pretty much bolted to the ground, but there is uh, a a mailbox that has been kiltered off of its moorings.
Ooh.
Okay. So those are the things you find. Uh, Kathy.
So Kathy is actually going to go back to her car,
Mm-hmm.
go grab the first aid kit that she keeps in the trunk,
Mm-hmm.
next to the shovel,
Yeah.
and head over to where Alexis is tending the victim
Mm-hmm.
and sets it down next to her. Because, if you're going to be healing somebody, it should look like you're using tools for it.
Uh, yeah.
Um, and then, crouch down as ladylike as she can in her tiny little dress and say, do we need to call an ambulance yet?
Uh, Jason, I have
Yes.
questions. I have
Ask me.
questions about magic vampire powers because I don't understand. Okay,
Okay.
so my reading of my special powers are that I can either physically heal vampires or mentally heal humans, but I can't actually physically heal humans,
There are ways to physically heal humans.
which just
They
seems
involve,
weird.
they involve feeding them blood.
Yeah,
You chose a power that allows you to heal vampires.
right. There isn't like like Obeah does not actually heal people. It just makes them feel better and calmer and stuff, right?
Obeah will the power of Panacea basically it allows you to heal mental damage. It
Okay.
allows you to help them regain willpower.
Okay.
Yep,
Uh,
it is. It calms mortals. It does that too. But the main thing it does, it allows you to give somebody back willpower, like
right.
your coterie mate, for example.
Right. Okay. So I can't really magically do anything for this human, but I can attempt to apply like some medicine to them, right?
Absolutely can.
Okay. So I think
Happen to have a first aid kit handy.
right. I mean, I think probably I do too, but like yours is already out, so yay. So Jason, I would like to do sort of two things, maybe
Okay.
three things. Let's find out.
Mhm.
Thing one is I would like to apply the first aid to this person who is lacerated and leaking fluids out of those lacerations. I
Yep.
would like to potentially also make them, like calm is the wrong word, but like better off mentally from what
You
probably is not a good
you you
time.
you would like to boost their spirits.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Okay.
And
Sure.
in that process, I would like to also like
Got it.
attempt to find out like the thing I'm trying to determine is whether this person is like in the category of I am here because I volunteered to be the ritual sacrifice, or I am here because some asshole stabbed me a lot.
Okay.
And I
Those are
don't know
three.
how
Yeah.
to determine that, but I'm letting you know that those are the two things are that I'm thinking in my head as I'm like, what the actual bleepity bleep, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, that makes sense. Cool. Let's go through that uh in the order in which you kind of declared them.
Okay.
So let's go and
And also like Kathy asked me whether we should be calling an ambulance, and like the answer is probably yes, unless this person is some sort of what, no, the answer is yes, like we should be calling an ambulance.
okay. From whose phone are you gonna do that?
I answer Kathy that yes, we should call an ambulance.
And Kathy will make the call, and as she's making the call, she will walk towards that lamppost, clearly looking at her phone, totally, not actually trying to tail this dude.
Absolutely not. Okay, so uh Alexis, give me an intelligence plus medicine, please.
Okay, this is no longer diagnosis, so that doesn't matter.
Yep, you are trying to patch this person up.
Okay, and you said that I could spend something to give myself more dices.
You can.
Okay.
All you have to do is make a rouse check.
Okay, and I make a rouse check by just like rolling a die.
Rolling a normal die and trying to get a success.
Okay.
It's basically it's a heads tails pass
Okay.
fail kind of thing.
So if I succeed, I get two more dice.
You get two more dice anyway. The question
Oh.
is not whether you get hungrier when you do it.
Okay. Oh, if I fail, I get hungrier. Okay. Well,
Correct.
so let's roll Let's roll a die and see what happens.
And you get hunger.
I do. Okay, great.
Okay, your hunger goes to 2.
My hunger is at 2,
Yep.
but I now have, instead of 5 dice, 7
7
dice.
dice. So 6 of the, so 5 of those are regular and 2 of those are hunger.
Yep. Sigh. I do not like it, Sam.
Looks like
It's
4
okay. We'll
successes.
do a Capri Sun on the way home.
No, but thank you. Okay, so 4 successes. Is that good?
Yep.
I hope that's good.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
I mean, it's not, it's not magical, but it's definitely enough to stabilize.
Okay.
You use the, I mean, basically you're using your skills. You have your hands are all over this person. That you can smell the blood nearby. It's very, very appealing, but you're not that hungry yet. 2 is tempting, though. If you got much hungrier, you might think about doing something. But for now,
Yep.
you are putting this person back together, and you manage to take them from the brink of unconsciousness to, they are not going to drift off.
Okay.
Now the second thing is that you wanted to try and ameliorate their mental trauma, and for that, you must use your discipline power, and to do that, you must
Yeah.
expose what you are.
It's true. I don't think I have to actually expose my eyeball, but it will bleed.
I say that for the purposes of this stream, if you're using your
yeah.
discipline power to indicate that like you are using a power that is obvious to people around you.
Yeah. I would like to attempt to make sure that this totally normal college student doesn't notice, but
I mean, they're a little
occupied.
distracted at the moment.
Yeah, that's my thought. Okay, so how do I, other than like, here's my eyeball, how do I actually use a discipline?
Absolutely, an important question. Let me look at this particular power. Okay, so what you want to do is you're going to make a rouse check, another one.
Okay, let's start with that before I forget things. God damn it. Okay, I get hungrier.
Okay.
Everything is terrible.
You can start to hear a voice in the back of your head. Not a loud voice, but there is definitely they need you.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take care of them. But if you don't eat something, you're going to succumb.
Okay.
We must eat. We must feed.
Okie dokie. That's great.
Okay, but you've successfully done your rouse check.
Okay.
Now the roll for this is it is your composure plus your auspex. You must have at least 2 successes for this to work.
Okay, so my composure is 3, my auspex is 2, so that's 5 dice. Okay, so let's see. So that means 2 normal dice and 3 hunger dice.
Yep.
This is so bad. Okay. But I have 2 successes.
Okay. That is barely enough.
Does it matter that one of the successes was on a hunger die?
Only both of them were.
They were not
only
both.
Okay. So how many are? I'm sorry. I'm just going to. I need to see the window with the dice in it. Sorry, they've already faded. Were any of those dice? Were any of the blank faces normal dice?
Yes, one is.
Okay. You could spend a willpower to re-roll that.
Yeah, I will do that. Let me mark the. How do I? There we go. I will mark the willpower and
Sure.
just to roll one more normal die and kind of hope. Okay, stop shaking, website. it's really, really, really trying to roll well for me, I guess.
Shake, shake, shake,
It
shake,
it
shake.
did it did not roll well.
Did not.
Oh well.
All right. So two successes. You reach out. Your eye begins to seep blood, which of course gets washed away by the rain. Uh,
It's very artistic.
and you reach out to them, and you're not certain how much better they feel, but they look calmer. Like they don't feel, you don't see that sort of sense of like they have like a new vitality and sense of spirit, but they definitely feel like it's gonna be okay. I will make it through this. Now that is an entire that is your action.
Yeah.
Yep. For future use, this is a fast use of this power. If the power is taken takes an entire scene, then you don't have, then the difficulty is not 2 but 0. You're just gonna what all the dice you roll.
Okay.
There are also other things that modify it. This is a new iteration of the power available in the Vampire Player's Guide for those people who are following along at home. Cool. So while Alexis is patching up our four unfortunate, and there are two of you who know about the obfuscated figure. What are y'all doing? I mean, my apologies. I know that Enfys is dancing their way over there, skipping and dancing through puddles, and Kathy is on their phone, clicking through and moving your way over to the figure.
Yeah, basically, how somebody is, calling somebody, then is kind of walking while they're talking. That's kind of the thing. It's just walking in that direction,
Yeah.
trying to play it off as if you totally don't spot the dude, but you totally spot the dude.
Okay. You manage to get pretty close to him. Let me see what he picks up. Because, there's two people coming wicked close to him. And although he's not used necessarily to people coming there. Let's see here.
As a brief aside, if Kathy is getting sufficiently close, my arc of dance may change towards the body. But that's only you. But you have a better sense than I do of what the spatial relations
No,
are.
it's always good. Always good. All right. He hasn't moved yet. He remains, or they remain, hidden by the lamppost. Hidden by the lamppost. What do you? Who acts first?
In which, among who?
Between the two of you, you're both kind of there and waiting for something to happen. Does anyone
How
do something?
far am I from the body?
From the
That
body?
would probably. Yes, even though I'm near the lamppost. I don't know how far they're
Okay.
from each other.
I'd say that there's if I say the lamppost is pretty close to where Mr. Crepe is, if I use so on that corner,
Okay.
okay. So the answer is
Sure.
there's two roads and about a block of space between the compass roads.
Oh, okay. So
and,
there's a notable amount of distance.
Did you just call the ghost Mr. Crepe?
No,
Okay.
that is a reference to a local restaurant in Davis Square that
I am
Sammy
a
knows
ghost,
about.
Mr. Crepe.
Okay.
Oh,
No. The ghost is Mr. Creep. That's a different guy.
That's a
oh
different.
no.
Well, now I want crepes.
Okay, so I'm gonna, because this simplifies it, I'm gonna veer slightly when Kathy gets close, and in the moving in the general direction of the body, I say, but not loudly, you could have sent a certified letter. That is being said to a person thing in the, but that simplifies that.
Who are you sending that message to, or trying to?
I am primarily sending that message to the mist form
Okay.
over the bot. I am making the assumption that that might be an antagonist, not an angry person who was with the dying person.
Right.
I could be wrong about that. And the secondary message is also sort of keying in our fond friends who are a little further out in case that is also their bag, baby. In other words, Natalie, if Natalie wants the
Okay.
thing.
Natalie, you've finished your analysis of the local area, and turn back and you can see Enfys skipping and making noise near the body, and you can see Kathy uh, angry phoning over by the lamppost.
Um, I think
Angry.
that's it. Well, the angry phoning gets things done.
It
But
does.
I am mostly I'm gonna do something that never happens in role playing games. I look up. Is there anything? Is there anything that I can see on the roof line?
Give me a wits and awareness. Wits and
You
awareness.
got, you
Yeah.
got it.
Try hard.
I'm gonna try real hard. I'm gonna try as hard as I can.
And we'll love you for it. Bless your heart, we know you're trying.
I'm trying so hard. Shaky, shaky, shaky.
Oof, 2 successes.
Oh, for no. Let's roll some beautiful bean footage again.
All right, mark a
I'm
willpower and reroll up to
sure.
3 of those blanks.
I am
And,
re-rolling.
actually, yep, all good. Yeah, just want to see
Yeah.
like. All right.
And boom. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that is. Do I see that correctly? That is 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
See, I
Wow.
tried as hard as I could. I believed
did,
in
you did, you
myself,
did.
and I got it done.
All right.
Was that a critical or just a bunch of successes?
No,
It was
this
it was in
critical.
fact a critical win. There was in fact 2 10s and another 10 and some singles. It was great. All right. So critical win. Uh, you know, they thought they'd gotten away. Like
Oh,
it was. I mean, they're not close because they've taken some time to like clamber, but and it's been a bit. But yeah, you can make them out like almost almost to the edge of where Somerville ends and Cambridge begins. You can see the trace of them. In fact, perhaps it's like maybe just like a lingering magical echo from the last time you illuminated the trail of Frank. Whatever it is, you
mhm.
definitely can tell that they're booking it toward the other side of town. Um, and we're gonna do one more go round, and then I think it's about time for a quick break. So, uh, Kathy, you have been scoping out. You've been sitting there on your phone and scoping things out for a while now. What do you do?
Specifically, she's called 911.
Oh yeah,
And if she's relatively close to Hoodie McHooderson over there,
you bet.
and so she's on the phone. She's like 911. I'd like to report an emergency, and she looks at the guy in the hoodie. She's like, and while she's still talking,
Yeah. All right. Uh, let's call that charisma plus persuasion.
I can do that. I can do that real well. Um, provided my die roll actually, lets me do the thing.
You can try that very well.
Yeah. I apologize in advance. The die roll is being very slow for me.
First time. Well, for first, first session doing it.
All right. One moment. I may just have to refresh it. There we go. Clear that out. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3 and 3. 1 hunger.
That's 4. Four is pretty strong for a person who's not used to being confronted. Uh, they they don't they don't leave. Let's see what else happens. I'm curious. mean, you absolutely do still win. It's just that he does not become disheartened. He simply he does do what you say though. All right, uh, Enfys, what do you do now that you are you're conveying your message to the entity above the body? Uh, it shifts its form slightly and regards you. It does not speak. It may not be able to.
Haha, clicking was not clicking. Um, does the mist still seem angry?
Uh, yes. Um, it is it it is definitely like an angry. It is an angry entity, possibly spiteful, and now it is focused on you.
Oh, good. So I think given that, and not knowing about possibly other antagonists elsewhere, I'm
Mhm.
gonna try to figure out what this is. Like, is this
Sure,
a vampire power? Is this something else? What is this?
gotcha. Give me a wits and occult because you're doing it on the fly.
Oh, sure. I wasn't sure if awareness twigged in, but I think that's you
In
noticing, not you
Yeah, yeah.
knowing.
Awareness has taken up a lot of like the
Oh,
lunch
well,
that alertness used to have.
that's fine. Not as good, but it's fine. There are dice. Okay. Please work.
Ain't so bad.
Wow.
3. All right.
Yep.
So,
Fine.
uh, this is uh your familiarity with like things that are formless is not as strong, but you know that there are some vampires who can uh climb out of their bodies and float around. You know that's a thing that like your clan can do.
Okay.
There are, you know, it is possible that since it's a being of emotion, it might be some kind of ghost, which is something the hecate deal with often. Uh, it might be some kind of creature from uh, beyond, you know, like the tale, like weird sort of critters from the dreamlands, chthonic beings. Sometimes, sometimes entities visit Malkavians in sleep or in visions with things to say, and this might be one of those. So those are some options.
Okay. Um,
Uh, yeah,
am I allowed to say a thing?
sure. Say a thing, and then I'm going to go to Anna to close out with Alexis, and then we'll take our
Cool.
break.
I lean in towards the spirit, but not aggressively, at least trying sort of friendly but weird. And it was just like, let's get our Shakespeare on. Let's talk. I don't know if that's going to be feasible, but we'll see. And that is happening near Alexis above
Yep.
Alexis, so that's
Right.
great.
Absolutely. Alexis, you've come out of your like healing trance. You understand this person is like still in crisis, but they're not as bad as they were before.
I
And you know that you have touched them in a way that kind of at least calms them down. They're not afraid, which is a big help when like, trying to handle, which may actually make a difference when it comes to the
right.
entity.
I make sure that I am,
Yep.
that rain washed all the blood away, but also,
Absolutely, wash the blood away, and it was a short. It's a level 1
yeah,
power. You can probably do. It takes like a relatively short amount of time to do, and you didn't
yeah,
see anybody around. You were probably your cover is probably safe.
that is good. I am going to like talk to this person, especially since somebody is talking to something clearly over our heads, um, and tell him that help is on the way, that he will be fine, that we're calling an ambulance, that he will be okay, and everything will be okay, and etc., etc., etc.
Are you are you the study group?
That is what we're known as, right? To other people, Jason. Why do you ask?
Because I was looking for you, and somehow you found me. And with that, I will draw the curtain down.
Okay.
for this moment, and we will take a brief break to
Okay.
refresh ourselves, and we'll be back
Yep.
in.
And for folks in chat, I am going to put us on a BRB screen, and I'm going to run some ads. You're not going to miss anything with those ads. That's why we have them here. But it's a great time to go use the restroom, drink some fluids, replenish your drinks, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Mhm.
All right. Let me press buttons. Yep.
Y'all aren't picking up the lawnmower on my end, right?
I haven't heard anything.
Cool.
Okay, I think the microphones are on again. And I think we're back. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Are we all
Yay.
audible? Everybody here? Okay.
I think so.
So, to pick up where we last left, Alexis was talking to our poor unfortunate who has revealed that they were in fact looking for the coterie. Enfys is in communication in some manner with the entity of malice hovering just where the body is. Kathy has just revealed that she can see our erstwhile spy and has told them not to do anything stupid. And Natalie has picked up the trail of someone booking it toward the border of Cambridge. Let's start with Natalie first, since that is an opportunity that may not last long. What are you gonna do now that you know that somebody is heading outside of the city of Somerville?
I think Natalie is all for subterfuge when the mood strikes her, but now is not that time. So she turns back and just sort of points up and away and goes, "They're going that way." And it's not
They
subtle.
went that away. Fantastic.
We're going that way. And she will come back towards the car. And she's not going to jump in the car and drive away or anything, but she gets in the car and she just gets in the car and she just sits there.
Okay, Natalie sits. Are you still shotgun, or are you in the back seat? Where are you at?
No, she's shotgun.
Okay, fair enough. Natalie gets back in the car. Is that possible, Kathy? Did you lock the doors when you left? I'm not sure. I mean,
I was about to say, how are you getting in the car?
I love the image of her like going to get in the car and the door is locked and she just does this.
I'm just imagining like one of those like I'm thinking of like one of those Teslas where the door handle just recesses in, so like you're like. I'm not gonna laugh too hard. I've been foiled by that too. So.
But yeah, just comedy
right,
smash
so
cut.
Kathy, is it possible for her to enter this car, or is it locked? Okay.
Patty's got the keys.
You're stymied by this particular part of the plan. But yes.
And you're stymied by common sense. Poor baby.
On brand.
All right. Natalie has taken her action. Kathy, you give the information to the 911 dispatcher.
Mm-hmm.
They'll get there soon, probably, maybe.
Okay.
You end your phone call. Or are you staying on the line until the dispatcher is?
I that's one of the things where you stay on the line until the dispatcher says otherwise.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case,
she knows that from too many cocaine benders with some of her family members.
Well, that's true. There will be some time that passes. In the meanwhile, while you are on the phone and standing there waiting for the ambulance, the erstwhile spy is going to try to make a break for it.
Oh, honey. Okay.
Best of luck.
It's true. You are holding a phone, which means you are slightly inconvenienced.
I do in fact have a but I do have a hand free.
You do in fact. So I'm gonna roll for him, and you go for your strength and brawl, and we'll see who does better. I don't like his odds, but he is going to try.
Fair warning, I do have the grappling specialty.
Uh-huh. I'm not saying it's a good idea for him, but I'm saying he's going to try. Because
Okay,
that's
is
the
that
kind.
something that's going to apply to this roll or no?
If you're trying to grapple him, then if your intent is you're trying to grab him, then yes, it will.
Yeah, she's basically gonna try and grab him by his hoodie, or tweak his ear, and so he ain't going nowhere.
All right.
All right, so that is a
Here's
strength plus
mine.
ball plus 1, so that's
Yeah.
okay. All right. There, crap. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we'll see how this goes.
Well, that is a 2. He had a 3. I will let you succeed at the cost here. The cost is you get a little hungrier as you instinctively surge your body with blood. Is that fair?
That works for me.
Okay, cool. In that case, you
Hunger 2. Okay.
hunger 2, and you reach out, and as he almost makes it, you've got your hand clutched in the fabric of his sweater. You are both on the phone.
Yes, I'll hold.
Sorry for the 3D moment there, but yeah, you've got it. You can feel the you've been having a hell of a night when it comes to these actions, and you were not going to let this guy go. So you get him, and your beast goes, yeah, he's just another man. He's one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Something inside you says, eat him. But,
Maybe later.
got
Let me get off the phone first.
Yeah. All right. Enfys, you have been trying to communicate with the entity.
Is that going for me? Like I will do something if there's.
Right. So at this point there is a kind of it is clear that it is having communicating with you is not the easiest thing in the world, but it seems more willing to do so than it had been.
Okay.
What is your plan? How do you hope to communicate with it? Because you can see it because of your unseen senses, but that doesn't give you a vehicle to.
May I prelude my choice by asking a NPC a question?
Yes, you may do that.
Okay. I turn to Natalie, who's by the car, and say, is it more important that we follow or that we know where they went?
Ooh. Knowing is good. It's also half the battle.
Yes, the rest is lasers. Okay, I look at the spirit, and I'm going to take that answer in my head to mean that we could possibly use some of our wonky abilities to figure it out either very soon or later if need be. And I am going to. This is probably not great. I see the mist hovering in a hovery way. I say in the direction of it, if this, and I point to the body, happened to you or your ally, go towards me. If this happened because of you, why don't you stay where you are? I'm trying to figure out if they're an ally or not, basically. Clap once for yes. I'm not sure how they can communicate. The other idea they had is worse. So we're going to start with that. apparently somebody can only hear me now,
I can't
although some
hear
people are muted.
anything,
that
including
makes sense.
Sammy, and I don't know if anybody can.
Okay. If we see more messages, we'll put up a flare. Apparently, they are not hearing you, and they are hearing.
Don't know if people can
our
hear me.
host
I can't
a
hear
little bit.
anything from anybody, and I don't know why. Please give me a
I'm
moment to try to figure out what is going on.
like I'm not sure how they can communicate.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hopefully that'll help. I don't know.
If you're happy and you know it, drop a sub.
I can hear whoever that was, but not through my headphones, which seem to be not working. So yeah, I think my headphones are just dead, but I don't hear anything else. Okay. Can people say things, and I'm going to try to figure out what's going on?
Sure, I will say things.
Okay.
These are things I'm saying.
I hear
I
Jason.
hear you.
I can
I
hear
hear you.
Sammy. Renee.
If you're happy and know what you're saying.
Okay, I hear you.
There is an echo happening on Jason and I, but I don't know how much.
No, there's
Oh, on Renee, on everybody.
yeah, because my microphone is picking up my speakers. And my headphones, I think, have run out of battery, which is the problem. Which is not a problem I cannot solve, unfortunately, other than...
You have another headset of any sort.
Nope, not handy. So now we know that 100% of Bo's headset does not last all the hours.
Okay. Do you want to,
I am
What
trying... Hang on. I'm trying to do a thing which will make my microphone pick up hopefully less of my... Okay. Let's... Yeah, everybody's getting echo because of my sound, but hopefully less now? Maybe? Yeah, I know it amplifies things a bunch. Somebody say some things?
Some things.
Alright, how bad is that echo?
How is the echo, y'all?
Twitch delay. Still got echo, not as bad. Okay. Okay, people are saying it's not as bad and is maybe tolerable. I'm gonna plug my headphones in and hope that...
They don't have a wire in that you can add, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't... Well, they do, but that just fixes the Bluetooth problem, not the needs to have power to work problem.
Oh, I see. It doesn't have a... Some of them can work manual, basically.
I don't believe so.
That's fair. Bye. Jeez.
I will...
Fine.
I will have 2 headphones for ready for next time, just not for this time, sorry.
why does Otiswald let her have 2 headphones?
Having a pair of wired headphones can definitely help.
Yeah, well... Not anywhere in this building right now, unfortunately.
Okay, so for now, what are we doing for you?
Sorry about that.
Do we have a way to get you audio that won't be? I mean, you'd have to mute all of the rest of the time. I don't. I'm trying to solve a problem that's not mine to solve.
I'll mute when I'm not talking.
Okay. If that is, are we gaming on?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Let me return then to the scene. The entity starts to drift in the direction of I did not cause this. I am here for some other purpose, which is not the same thing as like am I mean it's it
Yeah.
reacts subtly to
It goes orthogonally.
yeah it's the I mean it's still kind of only modestly uh in your space and kind of like moves closer to the body, but it's kind of caught between.
This idea informed by knowledge of what my out of character schedule looks like soon. I say I leave it with, would you be able to, with me, could you do that? I'm not saying I didn't now necessarily, but
I mean, yeah. Um, Faster than you'd think was possible, it closes the space between you.
whoop, 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 whoop.
You feel a pressure inside
Oh,
as as your your beast flares at something trying to interpose itself into your mind.
hey,
How
play
much
nice to
willpower?
kids.
How much willpower do you have?
I
Renee?
have a lot. No, I don't know if I actually have a lot. I believe I have 6.
6 unspent.
I haven't spent any yet.
Oh, okay.
I've spent Jack.
Then in that case, roll me 8 dice.
That's a lot of dice.
It is
I assume no hunger or yes hunger.
no hunger.
Okay. Please go well and not terribly like they sometimes go when you have lots of dice.
That seems like 4.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Uh, you don't frenzy.
Ding. That's good.
You do not frenzy as this thing pushes itself inside you, but you do feel
Sorry, go on.
hush,
I saw the facial expression. Please go on.
but you feel a certain amount of anger as your body is flooded with emotions from somewhere else, and you see um like flashes in black and white, like clips from clips from of a film floor, right?
I'm having a Mass Effect beacon moment. This is great. Yeah, go ahead.
You see um uh
Notes.
you see an argument, uh a fight between two people who clearly cared about each other once but no longer do. You see someone falling to the floor. You hear the sound of a gun going off, blackness, and then your vision clears and you see through what looks like a curtain or a veil a man in a suit holding what looks like a lantern.
I don't know what that is in character. Um,
And you understand that you must do what this man says, or something terrible will happen to you. That is the imagery you get.
to make sure I got the order of that correct,
Yep.
there's the argument someone falls to the floor, then the gun goes off,
Correct.
and then there's darkness.
Yep.
Cool. Does the gun going off sound seem to be close to me?
It is hard to tell. You are
It's hard to tell.
experiencing somebody else's pre-mortem memories, and it
Yep,
is
yep.
hard for you to figure out like how that is happening. But
I
it is being pushed at you, and you understand you understand that this entity is here, probably not because it wants to be, but because it was sent.
um reminder for me out of character. Is some amount of cursing allowed on this? Okay, that's what I thought. Just double check. Yeah. They grab onto like something that's like non-person if they can, rather than fall to the ground.
You are near the body, so you're probably near the compass rose. You find a news kiosk
Yeah,
or something like that.
that works. It's just mother bitch, Christ on a crutch. What in the fuck? Like, and so this goes for a minute,
Yep.
not literally a minute. Are they still there? Basically,
Uh
are they just
it
chilling?
it's they are more faint than they were. They are still nearby, but
Okay.
there's no face to express an emotion.
Okay.
And I'm going to
Um.
move on to,
Yes.
if you can pause for a minute, I'm going to move on to Alexis, who is talking with the unfortunate. Uh, I was here with a message. I had come to find you, to tell you um uh, that there was someone in the city who was hoping to talk to you. They send couriers because they don't like to talk on the phone. Um, and I was making my way, and then I don't know who it was. They took it from me.
What did the message say? Who sent you? Who are you?
Uh, my name is Silas, and I am here on behalf of Hazel Iverson. I am in her service and uh, under her protection. I
Jason,
don't know
do
who
these
would do
names mean
this to
anything
me.
to me, by the way? D- does his name or Hazel Iverson, should that mean something?
His name doesn't mean much of anything to you, but you've heard the name Hazel Iverson before. It's just usually Prince Iverson. Uh, it is uh, it is a it's she is the sovereign over the city of Boston as far as the cameras vampires are concerned.
Miss Iverson is the one who sent you with the message?
Yes.
Okay. 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 Well, I patched you up some. I'm hoping that you will be okay until the ambulance gets here. They will patch you up
No, no,
more.
no, no. You can't put me in an ambulance. They'll they'll learn things.
Right. I will. I will look up to where Kathy went. and see if I can convey
Yep.
that to her or something.
You at this point she has a phone in one hand and her arm stretched out holding a small a young person. Now that they are struggling, their obfuscate is broken, so they are visible to other people now.
And
And
Enfys is somewhere right here, right?
Enfys is across the street from you, holding on to a weekly dig news kiosk for dear life.
Uh, Amphis, can you let Kathy know to cancel that ambulance if she can? Cannot hear you, Sam.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm kind of getting my bearings, so I'm gonna try to make it again.
Mhm.
While thinking some stuff that we don't need to put on camera right now because I want to let it be.
Is there?
Quick question. Um, Looking at this particular scenario, does it look like Silas is at least kind of upright and
Not fully
not like
upright, but like um is propped on his elbows, right?
okay.
At the head slightly elevated,
Hmm.
enough to probably not moving real fast anywhere, but
Hmm.
clearly more animated than he was 15 minutes ago.
Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Pretty question since it changed. Did I hear Silas sufficiently to be able to convey this to Kathy?
I do not believe. Well, actually, that's a good question. You had heightened senses up, yeah?
I don't have that. I have sight the unseen, like most of us,
In
but
that case,
I
almost
could make a
certainly
roll.
you could make a
Okay.
roll. Give me a wits and awareness. The difficulty will be 3 because you have just been emotionally pummeled
Yep.
by something, and they're not talking very loud.
Yeah, no. Go tell her the thing. Yes, I will do that as soon as I know what that is.
She did say tell her to cancel the ambulance.
Yeah, she did. She did. She did say that. I don't have the context, but oh, that's not great. That's not a great
It is
roll.
in fact not great. That is uh presently a bestial failure. But you
I would like
can
to make
fix
that
that.
better.
You
I would
can
like to make
spend
that
a
better.
willpower to roll up to 3 of those blank dice.
Uh, as a side note, on a technical level, I'm not sure how to if I can reroll specific
You
dice, but
cannot,
we can keep it
unfortunately.
in mind.
It's
Okay.
not a feature. We just know that there is 0 successes and 1 on a hunger die. That is the bestial failure.
I
Uh,
am gonna. Okay, so I will roll 3. I guess that's probably
sure.
better.
Mark of a willpower.
Yup.
So she has a success and a
No,
1.
she doesn't.
Oh, does the 1 cancel it out?
She did not have any successes.
No,
She
she
had
did.
just.
No,
I
she
can't
has
see
a
the history of it
success.
anymore.
I saw the history, and
I
there
am
is not
looking
a.
at the history now, and it tells me that there is one success, like one skull
One
and
onk.
bones and one onk. I swear, I'm
All right.
literally looking at it
All right.
right now.
So in that case, it is still only 1 success, which is not a success, which is
What does that?
sufficient.
What does
Okay.
that end up being? Okay,
It
so
is.
are my options the same? Is the
The
question.
options are the same. The answer is
Okay.
that if you fail and you get a skull on the hunger die, you are at risk of a bestial failure. You
Okay, but
need.
I'm at least not there now. But
I mean,
sure, I have not spent much willpower.
you are currently there. If you re-roll and
Right, but I'm going to re-roll therefore because
yes,
that's not
yes,
sufficient to
okay,
tell
yes,
Kathy more
yes,
information.
absolutely. So
Sure, 3 regular dice.
yes,
Regular dice. Eh.
that is 2 successes and 1 skull, which is still a bestial failure because you did not get to
I don't
3.
have a skull in there because I didn't put a skull in there. Should I re-roll?
You should not. The skull remains. You are basically
Oh,
re-rolling.
oh, 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 oh. It's
We are
from the prior.
we are carrying forward as if that last
Right,
roll
because
is
we
the roll
can't
you
do
had.
the mechanics in the
Yep,
way that
absolutely.
we normally would.
So,
So what's that?
you are at this point. You have you try and listen in. Uh, your your senses are roiling. and you have been influenced by whatever this entity is, and you're trying to hear what is being said across the way from you, but your signals are being crossed. You are experiencing your senses begin to glitch. You're experiencing your Malkavian bane, and you are having difficulty piecing together what is real and present from what is influenced from you until you're for this scene and until you manage to recollect yourself. You're going to be at penalties on your dice pools in the on your mental dice pools. We'll do that
Okay.
mentally in this case because it's hard for you to understand things. So
Am I getting a mix of the two things, two kinds of things I tend to get,
uh,
or is it one or the other?
you are a mix of both of them.
Okay.
It's the because it is you are trying for an auditory signal, so like you're getting more static than you are snow, but you are
Right.
definitely like getting a
I
kind
get
of
you.
like it is your auditory perceptions are being messed with, and you are
I
kind of
will
bouncing
role
off of
play
things.
accordingly when I get to the point of actually telling Kathy things.
Absolutely. Okay. Uh, then let's go to who has not had some moment. I believe Alexis has heard what Silas has had to say. Uh,
I think
Enfys has.
Natalie.
Yeah, Natalie is still standing by the car, and
Just
what?
processing.
No, gotcha.
So Natalie sees she's been like keeping a swivel
Yep,
on her three coterie mates. She
yep.
sees Enfys have this like assault. And while she can't see the class 5 free floating phantom over the body, been waiting for that one. When she can't see it, she knows something has assaulted Enfys's senses, and she will leave her post at feebly scratching at the car door, um, to to um, to basically go over and lend emotional support.
Okay.
Um, if Enfys allows, Natalie will basically touch her shoulders. Hey, 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 are you okay? Are you with us? Hi, hi. This is all a little much. Can we go back to the car?
I need to tell Kathy.
What? What do we need to tell Kathy?
We can't call ambulance because of the gunshot. No, um the
Relevant information acquired. Thank you.
okay.
Kathy, Ixnay on the ambulance bay.
Okay. Oh shit, dude just called an Uber. I think he'll be fine.
Wait, but what?
Click.
Dalton.
While being walked to the car, Envis lets out. Was that a message from the prince? Did you know there's a ghost in me? That's fine.
Are you currently being assaulted by some sort of psychospiritual entity?
I mean, I invited it, so
Well, what did we learn?
well,
That's usually a no-no.
we learned that only in the most dire circumstances should you ever invite a ghost into your own body to get more information, and perhaps this was not dire enough.
Well, you won't do that again, will you? And
Oh,
like
probably not.
the arm comes around the shoulders, and we're walking back to Kathy so we can convene the group. Let's convene.
Meanwhile, you have hung up the phone, which means you've still got this person here in hand.
Pardon me, cat hair.
All right.
Yes.
All right. You've got them. Uh, they are. I
Hi.
mean, they're
Who are
no
you?
longer squirming. Nobody.
Hi, nobody. I'm Kathy. Start talking.
Uh, Before I do, can I get an assurance that I'll walk away from this?
I see no reason why I need to kill you. Don't give me one.
That's that's close. That's close. Okay. Uh, I I stay near the T station, generally speaking,
Okay.
and uh, people don't usually notice me. And
Uh
I was, out, out,
uh-huh.
and I saw that guy, and he was uh bleeding out, and I went to investigate because and uh I was seeing if he had any stuff. Because stuff is useful, and I saw the seal, like the official seal, not the circus seal, right?
Right.
And I realized, hey, I couldn't touch him. That would be bad for everybody. So I was trying to see what I could do to keep him going, and then I was waiting, and then y'all came over, or at least I saw you coming, and then I went and hit it, and that's why I'm here.
So you're not responsible for any of this. You were just some guy who happened to see things at the time.
I'm pretty much nobody. I don't have a whole lot of sway with anybody, and I wouldn't go doing this in a place like this, you know?
Fair enough. Let me reintroduce myself. Kathy Milliner. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. They call me nobody because
That's
nobody
actually
calls
what they
me.
call you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, when you're what I am and you live where I am and you're good at what I am good at, generally speaking, being nobody is something you can trade. So, yeah. Who did it? Nobody did it. Who was listening in? Nobody was.
So you just saw this dude coming out of the T station beat the hell up.
No, no, no. He wasn't coming out of the T station beat up. He was coming around the corner and something moved faster than I could see. Uh, that's not what I'm good at.
Got
But
it.
it was it was fast enough that if somebody caught it on camera, it probably wouldn't
Right.
look right.
Right. Yeah, you got caught on camera. You didn't look right.
Fuck. Uh, well,
Neighborhood's going to shit. What can you say? Tell you what.
well,
Let's
I got no reason to hold you here. You told me what I needed to know. That said, you got a number I can reach you at just in case I need nobody to do something?
he fumbles around in his
She,
hoodie pockets
she at
and
this
pulls
point
out
has, released him from the.
yeah. He fumbles out his pockets. He pulls out like a receipt from something and says, "You got a pen?"
I do. Pulls out of her purse.
Sure. And in kind of a shaky hand, he writes down a number and hands it to you and says, text first. It's usually on silent, you know?
Makes sense.
All right.
I don't like picking up the phone if I don't have to either.
Before I make myself scarce, anybody else need anything?
Not that I can immediately think of. But if I need anything, I know where to go looking. Now get out of here. You bother me.
All right. He moves with a certain like jittery alacrity, and by the time he gets past the doors of the T station, you don't even remember where you it's as if he was never there.
Always good to have that in your back pocket.
I'm assuming I did not hear that, correct? Any of that conversation?
You were far enough away, but you have heightened senses.
I do have heightened senses.
You might have. Give me a wits and awareness quick. Difficulty is 2 because you're kind of attending to somebody else.
Do I add my auspex?
Yes, you have not turned off your heightened senses.
Okay.
And we're still in kind of the same scene. So. Looks like 3, which is enough. Yeah. You overheard most of it. You pretty much overheard that.
So let me make sure I understand. He said that he saw the seal.
Yep.
So if I make the assumption that he saw the seal potentially on a message, I am going to, hopefully, if possible, before he vanishes, say, do you have that message with the seal?
He turns around and says, the seal's not on the message. The seal's on the guy.
Just checking. That does mean that those of you who were not hearing my conversation with Silas know that there's a message that is missing.
Yep. Yeah, and this is very quietly babbling about some of this, but it's not.
Once Kathy lets nobody go, she actually starts coming over to Alexis and the Silas dude, and like, okay, ambulance may still show up, but just when we get you out of here, I say you call the lift.
That'll do.
We need to take you somewhere.
Do you have a place? I was supposed
Kathy
to go to your
looks
place
over.
anyway.
Well, okay. Get in. The seats are leather. You won't strain them.
Yeah, gonna help the injured dude into the back seat of the car.
Yep. He's.
Who's sitting, bitch?
I'll sit, bitch.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And just sit,
bitch. The door pops open. You are pretty sure, Natalie, that whoever was running is long gone now.
That's okay. I have tricks. I know that they exist.
I have tricks in my pocket.
May I review a bit of what I would mention in the car?
Absolutely. You guys can
Unless they're questioning of Silas, because I don't want to interrupt that.
No, we have a moment because we're gonna head back to the location and you guys
shit!
Can have
I forgot to lay a towel down.
All right. Go ahead.
He's been first aided. He's not leaking that much anymore.
Is this either is fine? Is this the same scene or a different scene?
It is still basic. It is still the same scene. We are
Okay.
still in that. Your bane is still active.
Yep, yep. Okay. Great. Ooh, that was two things. I could see two. My eyes were not focused right then. All right. There's some stuff that I wanted to get at, but not everyone was there. You saw we found nobody. That's good. The attack was not only was there a message, but the attack was a message. It was to send a message to someone. Two messages. Why did they have? There was a message in a message, and the inner message I don't know about, but the outer message is the one related to the seal and related to the attack.
It's like one of them nesting dolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
But
Oh shit!
inside
I was
is
right
only
about something.
sadness.
And about as fun as you'd expect that to be. This, as you saw, he's alive. That's good. I will deal with this in a bit if it's still happening. This is a ghost, and they are angry. But I saw a bit of what led to all that, and that's interesting. I think they were drawn here, or they're incidentally related. I don't know that it was the message, but we can figure that out. But more importantly, this is an induction. This is not an induction like into a cult. This is an induction in the floral sense of induction. This is the beginning of something bigger, and I don't yet know what it is.
That's because we're at the beginning.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You're not really supposed to know it because that's the bell curve of like the rising and falling act. And yeah.
So don't beat yourself up so bad.
Oh no, this is my idea did work. I would like to say it was not the wisest idea in the world, but it did work. Anyway,
it's not stupid if it works. It's just highly ill-advised.
And I was with friends. I was being observed. I would not have done this in a lethal situation. I just want to make that clear to everybody.
Your caution is appreciated.
You're great. And then like Enfys kind of curls
Turn.
up. Oh God. Enfys like curls up, but provided that Natalie is comfortable with this, Enfys curls up sort of around their arm. Yeah.
There's a lot of there.
So you're basically seated behind Natalie.
Yeah, that'd work. I don't know quite the layout of the seats. Oh, right, because they're I'm yeah. I do that. I pull their arm like slightly back without being back, because that would be out. And that's not what arms do.
All right.
They're there.
All right, curb.
Oh, don't do that when I have a ghost head.
My face.
Look, you tell the Department of Public Works to make that driveway a lot cleaner or something. I don't know.
I know people that are way older than I am, and I don't think it's going to happen in my lifetime or theirs.
Didn't you say like Iverson at one point? That they're pointing to Alexis. I'm presuming that this got relayed in the midst of things, or at least Prince or something akin.
That's who he works for. That's who that message was from. Don't know what the message said, but somebody took the message.
So if somebody were willing to either through the attack or through the obtaining of the message do that thing to send also a message.
We're in trouble.
Was that a message to us or to Iverson?
Home. Get out of the car.
Yes.
Hey, no louds.
I try to help the dude to get out of the car, but I also say, like, was that message for us or for Iverson?
It was from her grace. To you.
Not that message. You getting stabbed. That message. Was that to her or to us?
I don't think he knows about that message.
With respect, I don't message.
I mean,
is there? He pulls at his abdomen and says, "Is there a pattern that I'm not seeing?"
Not like that.
We
not
can
that
look
kind
later.
We'll talk later.
Somebody said fast thing. Yes.
Yep.
I'm picking.
Yep.
Okay, there's a few people that can do that kind of thing.
Yep.
Uh,
Um, so when I looked up, as I frequently do, Neil deGrasse Tyson taught me that. But anyway, uh, somebody somebody was leaving the scene,
okay.
and I saw them leave. They were going slightly on a Cambridge-ish trajectory.
Okay.
Because I saw them, there's a chance that I can track them. So
Okay.
I didn't feel it was germane to interrupt at the time, but now seems like a good time to just sort of that information. Um,
Awesome. Do the thing.
Yeah.
oh, right now,
I mean,
don't
probably
we?
when we're inside,
I
Well,
think we
as
should
we're getting inside.
honestly we should let this poor man deliver her Grace's message to us, and then let him go home. Maybe patch up a little bit. Go
His
That's
treat up,
his
treat
message got
himself.
stolen.
Oh, you don't know the message. Oh.
Uh, if
okay.
I knew it, somebody else could learn it.
Iverson's
I just
Really?
message
carried it.
from
Cool, cool.
And somebody stole it from you. Got it.
I I am so very sorry.
Oh no, I
Oh,
mean look,
I
you're
shit
just doing your job,
happens.
man.
Shit happens. Do you need to um like take a shower or like fresh bandages? I don't know if we have any, but I know I keep a spare set of clothes somewhere
To
around
help
here.
yourself patch
I
up, do you need a
could.
drink?
Eh?
Yes, that would be helpful.
Okay.
Uh, you want to do it, or should one of us do it?
I'll take care of this. You make sure he's got someplace comfortable to sit. Enfys, I don't know what the fuck is going on with you. Get your head sorted. Do whatever you need to take the time you need on that.
I may need your help with that because the problem is that there's another head in my head.
Fuck. Okay.
But it's okay
Spooky
because
head.
it wasn't it that might be sortable, but I might need help in figuring out how. I don't think it's trying to stay, but I was trying to figure out what was going on.
All right. I'm not I'm not the spooky bitch. I'm the zombie bitch, but I'll get
That's
you
fair.
somebody.
And we
Uh
might even be able to figure something out, but like I just
oh yeah.
wanted to by the way, I don't know if I'm right about this, Silas, you might know. If I recall correctly, Iverson I didn't get them myself, I wouldn't have, but mostly sends those messages, like you said, sealed so that nobody else can read it. It will go to the intended person or the seal would be broken essentially.
Mhm.
The seal is there to show that I am an authorized
Right,
representative.
excuse me.
It matches. I. Uh, if you lift up my shirt, you'll see her mark.
Sorry,
It's marked on me, and it matches the seal on the message.
of course it is.
Okay. Right. Let's get you a drink so you can at least do what you need to with this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a
Uh
thing
and we're going to
over
need to
there.
talk to your boss about body modifications.
Good luck.
Okay.
Natalie, do the thing.
What's the thing you're gonna do?
So Natalie goes over to her little um, magic box where she keeps all of her components.
Mhm.
Um, and, she, and she pulls out a long white ribbon.
Mhm.
And she goes, anybody really hungry?
Why?
Because I have to do a little bleeding.
I'm gonna go be somewhere else.
Thank
Oh
you.
boy.
And she takes out it's a little delicate sort of book knife. Like it's a very very short, very it will get the job done, but not a lot else. But she just sort of like it's a little sharper than a letter opener, and she just sort of like slits her palm, and she just pulls the white ribbon through her bloody palm,
Okay.
and she is very quietly chanting. It's a little bit it's a little glossolalia,
Mhm.
There's a little Latin, there's a little Gaelic, there's a little French, and it's all just sort of like an incomprehensible magic jumble.
Mhm.
But it works for her, and she just very quietly like winds the bloody ribbon around her index finger, and
Okay.
then out of the magic box, she takes a lighter,
Mhm.
standard Bic, and then lights the ribbon on fire. And that is the illuminate the trail of prey ritual.
Mhm. It is a neat little ritual. Uh so let's do some dicey things. First,
Yes,
rouse check for this one, please.
huzzah!
To call
That is
forth your blood.
that is just the hunger dice. Is that correct?
That is just a single die pass fail, and
Okay. Yeah.
not a hunger die. Although when Kathy does it, I'm gonna make her do a hunger die because she has things with ones and tens.
Boop. One normal, rolling, rousing.
You don't
It's
get
a
hungrier.
huzzah!
Huzzah
Huzzah for
indeed.
you.
All right, now I need you to actually roll for the ritual. It is
Okay.
intelligence plus blood sorcery, difficulty 3, which means you need 3
Huzzah!
successes or more for this to work.
3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 normal die, and that hunger die, and that beautiful bean footage looks like shit.
That is one success.
That's
Uh,
awful.
do you want
That
to
is
try? But most of those are almost, well, 3 of those are normal dice. You could spend a willpower to re-roll them.
yes, please.
Okay.
I am marking off that willpower because
Okay.
that's abysmal. I'm a better magician than that.
No. Abysmal mysticism is a different skill entirely.
Goals one day. Boom.
Oh,
It is not to be.
denied indeed.
Denied.
All right. So
Denied.
you pull on your magical power and um you conjure forth the power of your blood, but something is stopping you. Something is keeping you from locking on to this target.
Natalie just sort of like the ribbon does not catch. And she's just like,
Well, you're having a hard night.
not as hard as you, dear. You have a ghost in your head. So
I've taken home worse.
and she just sort of flicks, the lighter closes and she puts it back in the box because fire bad. And she goes,
No, no offense.
not today. But maybe again sometime soon.
Not today, Satan. Not today.
Uh,
The
there's
the bloody 8 ball says ask again later. But we do know in a general direction where he was going, or they. I'm not going to presume anything. So yeah.
I have one small related but orthogonal, um, which is that I could try a different thing, and one of 3 things will occur. Either we'll get more info that you can use later and will be even more helpful for you, they say, gesturing to Natalie, or it won't work, or I will know even more that I need to like lay down and have a conversation with the ghost in my head to see if we can just get it to shuffle off to Buffalo. But it should be real easy. It's the stuff I usually do.
To Buffalo?
I don't know. Why would there be a gunshot after somebody fell to the ground?
Double tap to be sure.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give it a shot before I like take a lay down on the couch?
You're right.
It's really mean. Sorry. Yeah, you. Hey,
fine.
you do you. This is a good thing. Go for it.
So Jason,
Yeah.
I got one major trick, and I'm gonna keep it simple. But basically, premonition can often be used if you're literally tailing somebody. But to be like, where would this person go? More specifically than Cambridge, I might get something.
You might indeed.
So I'll give it a shot.
Fair enough. But first, this will be the last thing we do before we call it close for the night, because we are nearing the proper hour. So give me a rouse check.
This was why, because if I implode, that's even funnier.
Yep.
That's a single die, right?
Yep.
Go. shaking forever. Okay, hold on.
You do get hungrier.
Okay, 2 hunger's not that bad.
It is not. It's not that bad. Now I need you to roll your resolve plus auspex -2.
Oh God, is it still the same scene? It's still the
Yup.
same scene. I didn't know that. Okay, that's fine.
Yup.
Well, you know what? I still have a pretty good dice roll. Resolve plus.
Resolve plus auspex
Auspex.
-2.
It's still pretty good. That's 4 dice. That's still 4 dice.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And 2 of them are hunger dice.
Oh heck, let me clear that. I only put in 1 because I got used to the pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, please don't ite me. How many skulls are on this? Let's find out. No,
Well,
actually, we don't.
1 success.
I get a little glimmering, maybe.
You do. You have a flickering image. You understand that he headed to the pit.
Like Harvard Square's pit.
The pit.
Where else would it be? No, the other pit.
I mean, it's the other pit is a different place, a deeper, darker place. But he headed to the pit, and then you lost track of him.
Okay.
And that is where we'll close the curtain for tonight. Anybody want to? Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the first session of Triptych. We have introduced a number of different things. I really enjoyed running it. Anna, did you have a good time?
I did. I hate technology, but I had a lot of fun.
All right. Does anyone want to plug anything or send a message before we go?
I want to
For those
mention
of you
that
who are-
eLoveArt made our lovely logo here of Bitey, the book that bites, and I wanted to express my deep gratitude for the amazing and adorable
Yay,
Bitey.
eLoveArt.
So yes,
For those Vampire the Masquerade fans in the house, and who may have gotten your pre-order for the V5 Player's Guide, the PDF is now out. It is a preview PDF. If you haven't already gotten one and you're interested in one, get one now. You still might be able to get that PDF, because I kind of wish we had that when we were doing character creation. And it would have been looking in 2 books instead of 5.
Oh, I have absolutely no presence on social media. I am a terrible Luddite.
it's okay. We like you anyway.
Fair enough. Well, if that's the case, I want to thank you all for tuning in. We will be here next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I want to thank Anna for hosting, and have yourselves a wonderful night. Rest well.
Everybody.
Bye.